happy Saturday. I figured I'd do a shorter video for you guys this week and just focus on the weekend and talk about how my peak week of training has been going. So this week is actually my highest mileage week ever, on top of it also being my peak week of my marathon training. And I also figured I'd talk a little bit about how increasing my volume this training versus my first marathon training has helped me not only improve my speed, but also my recovery. Let's get ready to go. So I feel like I say this like literally every single weekend, but I am so nervous for this long run. And I still have such like a mental block. Like I still feel like I'm like not gonna be able to do it for some reason, even though I've proven to myself time and time again that I can do it. And I literally just ran 20 miles last weekend and did a 20 miler a couple weeks before, and I was fine. And what's an extra 2 miles today, honestly? But there's still so many nerves that surround the long run for me, and I like don't know how to make it easier. So if anyone has any tips or tricks, please let me know. So cold. All right, we made it to the trail. It is 36 degrees right now, so it is very cold. And my husband is biking with me again this week, which I'm so happy about. Alrighty guys, it's about 4 o'clock right now. Run this morning did not go as well as I wanted. I still had a pretty good overall average pace, which I'm really happy about, and very fortunate to still have been able to push through. But I was feeling really off this morning. Even when I first woke up, I really was feeling like I really did not want to go for this run. I felt super bloated, like lots of stomach issues even before the run. And so I don't know if I just ate something weird yesterday or overate, because sometimes I tend to eat a little bit too much, especially at night. But whatever it was, it unfortunately carried throughout my run as well. So taking in my gels was really, really difficult. I felt like every time I took in a gel, it just made it worse. Like I immediately had like almost like GERD, where there was like a lot of burning. I was burping a lot. I felt a little nauseous. I, at one point, really thought I was gonna throw up, like probably 14 miles in. I was really, really not feeling good. And I really don't think it has anything to do with the gels specifically, because I've used these gels multiple times without any sort of an issue. So I honestly think it was something that I maybe ate yesterday that was upsetting me, especially since I was having a little bit of issues right when I first woke up. Another thing that I was dealing with this morning on the run was lightheadedness, which Also very strange. I felt super out of it, super dizzy, almost the whole run. So those two issues, on top of just feeling really low motivation and not a lot of energy, it just made for a really, really tough run and made it seem like it was going on forever. But I am very happy that I was able to finish it. I do know that not every training run is going to be a great run, and hopefully I've gotten the bad run out of the way so that come race day, I'm feeling a lot stronger and much better. And I'm really looking forward to just getting some good sleep tonight, going to bed a little bit earlier, and just really, really taking it easy. But anyway, as most of you guys know, I am now 3 weeks out from my marathon, so that was my last big run. So this upcoming week, I am going to start tapering, which I'm actually super excited for, just to kind of give my body a little bit of a break. I feel like I've been pushing and going really, really hard for such a long time now that I'm really looking forward to just scaling things back a little bit before the race day. So because this was my last big run, this whole week was technically my peak week. So tomorrow I'll have one more run to finish off the week, and I will have hit 60 miles this week, which is nuts. This is my highest mileage week ever. So very crazy, wild that my body is able to do that on top of, hitting good workouts and good paces. And so something I wanted to touch on this week was the importance of adding in volume. So I know some people don't need this. Every runner is a little bit different, but for me personally, when I ran my first marathon, I was probably hitting around 40-mile weeks as my highest mileage weeks versus this training where I've hit 160-mile week and 3 or 4 50+ mile weeks. So that volume is a huge difference. It is a huge jump. I definitely felt it initially when I moved into my first 50+ mile week. It takes a lot of strain on your body and you're definitely more exhausted initially. But I do think hitting higher volume really has helped me this training, not only to prepare me to run 26.2 miles hard, but also in my recovery as well. Which sounds crazy, like how would you recover better if you're hitting higher mileage? But I really think running at a higher volume for me has helped me be able to recover faster for that next run. Like I mentioned initially, when I hit my first 50+ mile week, I was exhausted pretty much the whole week. I felt like every run was a struggle, but eventually that got easier and easier as I continued to hit those higher mile weeks. And I noticed that I was able to recover a lot faster. I was able to hit my midweek workouts really, really strong. And then a day or two later, hit a really strong long run with marathon pace effort within those runs as well. And I feel like right now I'm really, really strong. Something else I noticed too in my first marathon training is that after my long runs, I would be dead the rest of the day. Like I wouldn't be able to move from the couch. I would feel completely exhausted. It would bleed into the next day, which would then bleed into the following week. I felt this general fatigue the entire training. Whereas this training, I ran 22 miles this morning and still had a very busy day. I ended up coming home, cooking, eating, and then I ended up finishing making a running hoodie for someone and shipped that out. And I just went and did some yard work. So honestly, since my 22 miler this morning, I really haven't taken much of a break. I've been on my feet pretty much the entire time, but I still feel pretty good. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my legs are a little sore. It's not like I'm completely pain-free, but I do really think like hitting those higher mileage weeks really does prepare you for the long run and helps you recover quicker. And now I know this high volume training isn't for everyone, and it may not be doable for someone with a much busier schedule than mine. I know other people just don't handle higher mileage as well and can do a lot better with lower mileage. One of my friends who's also a very good runner, very, very fast, definitely faster than me, she doesn't run more than 40-45 mile weeks in her marathon training, but that's just what works for her. For me, I definitely have noticed a huge difference from my first marathon training to this training. So I do think that the higher volume has really worked in my favor. Now, there are a lot of things that I've changed from my first marathon training. So This is definitely not the only factor, and that's definitely another video for another time. But I do think in terms of recovery and being able to hit the next run, next workout stronger, I do think this has really helped me. So yeah, so if you're looking to increase your volume, I think it's worth a shot to give it a try. Definitely start slow. Obviously, if you've seen my past videos, I have been training now for like 5 months, so it's a very long marathon training block. So it definitely took me a long time to get to this point and to get to this type of volume. So definitely listen to your body, build it up gradually so that you don't get injured and you don't burn out. But anyway, I think the rest of the night I am gonna officially relax and just lounge around on the couch and probably watch a Halloween movie. But I hope you guys enjoyed this shorter video today, just of my long run and how I feel like an increased training volume has helped me. And if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. I cannot believe that my marathon is 3 weeks away and we're already into the taper. So thank you guys so much for following along, and I'll see you in the next video.